Vivian, Ashes of the Firefighters, a book on personal journeys through trauma. What has made you want to write this book?
I think the main thing that really wanted me to write this book was actually to show to people that are firefighters or people that want to be firefighters, and also families of those people that are firefighters, what it's actually really like. You know, the true story behind what it is to go through a major event and the trauma that we experience afterwards. But also what I really, really want to make sure is that our firefighters come out healthier outside the other end. And I'm not talking a week or 2 weeks, I'm talking 2 years, 5 years, 6 years, 10 years down the track. So that they continue to be available for fighting fires, and we don't end up with this whole massive group of people around Australia that aren't healthy.
So it's not just tales of incredible bravery and heroism, it's tales of personal challenges, and also people, I presume, going to very dark places.
Yes, yes, definitely at times you do, and the difficult thing is that it's different. It's a different journey for every single person. You know, my journey was different to my partner's journey, to my friend's journey, for Angela who's in Port Lincoln. You know, it's different for everyone, and so the idea behind the book was to actually show people that this is what can happen, but hey, we can get through it.
Now, you yourself are a volunteer firefighting service captain. How does that colour your perspective?
I don't think it does colour my perspective. I was actually a captain of a brigade, but my role in that was actually paid because I work for a National Park Service, so I was actually a paid firefighter, but I also did a very extensive side of volunteering with the Volunteer Brigades Association and also president of the ACT Fire Controllers Group. So I was 50 volunteer, 50 paid, so I had a foot basically in both camps, but I don't think that affected me at all. And that's the reason why I'm doing everyone else's stories, because they are so different. And whereas Angela, she was a volunteer, and she had to give up 7 days. She sat in court, in the coronial court. She was in there for 7 days, and this is a person that gave up their time.
This is for the Port Lincoln
community.
Fires.
That's right, the Port Lincoln Fires in 2005. But she couldn't even do that in her hometown. That she had to come over here to Adelaide to do it. So she was totally removed from her community and her support network for that period of time. And you just can't fly in and go to court and then fly home. So she was away for a significant period of time, and that impacts on your life, and it impacts on your ability to lead a normal life.
Your reach has been extraordinary in this endeavour in terms of the fires you're talking about and the people that you have found to talk about them. Is it difficult to get people to relive these events?
Yes, it is actually, because when I started doing this book, when I first started writing, it was just to get a lot of my emotions out and just to get it out of my system so I could start moving forward. But when I started to think about it, I realised there were so many people that I personally went through the fires that had such incredible stories as well, that I really felt that it wasn't just about me, it was about everyone. And I've tried to interview people from all over Australia, and a lot of people are quite reluctant to talk about it, and that's why I call it the silent legacy, because people don't want to talk about it, because they're, you know, for the community they paint you as this picture of as being a hero, but when we go home, that's not what it's about. And firefighters never go to fight fires to be heroes. We go there to contribute to our community and do something good.
You're making me almost feel, though, that it might be too, depressing to read this. Did you find uplifting stories amongst all this as well?
Well, it was interesting. Yeah, absolutely. Great about friendship, some very strong relationships. Unfortunately, some relationships did break down, and these people have been very honest in telling about why these relationships broke down from their perspective after the fires. Some relationships have absolutely blossomed after the fires. Well, it's just so different from each person.
In a very quick cameo way, what's one of the most hopeful stories that's come out of this for you?
One of the most hopeful stories. Gee, that's really hard.
Don't tell me there aren't any.
No, of course there is. There's some wonderful stories. Look, I think the wonderful thing about this, really, is that everyone was so willing to give of their stories and actually to start the conversations, to say, hey, you can get through this. Yeah, you're going to go through a rough period of time. This may happen, that may happen. I remember at one stage in the ACT, we had 14 different inquiries that we were answering to, and it is overwhelming. But at the end of the day, you become a much stronger, much better and more resilient person. And I guess that's the other part of telling these stories is, yeah, we get through it and we come back to fight another day.
Vivienne, thank you very much.
Thank you.